And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the second half of the broadcast. We just wrapped up with the elimination match, and we have bid Bunny adieu. Bunny, he was knocked out of the tournament, and now we are here to determine the first player to advance on in first place into those playoffs. Up next, we have another TvP, non-stop TvPs in this group, and we're also here to determine whether that trend continues in the decider match as well. Oh boy. Here we go. We're going to be jumping into our best of three. Going to be loading into White Rabbit. Once again, we're going to be loading into one of the larger maps in the map pool. Larger map. Larger map rotations are a little bit more difficult. I feel like you saw that in the last game as well, where it can be very easy to be caught out of position in the mid game just because of the sheer size of the map as well. But we'll get into it. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of White Rabbits, we have the French Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss player, the South Green Protoss representing Team Vitality. It is Zoun. Here we go. Ooh, hello, Clem. Did you see what I see? The rally of the SCB. The SCB is rallied here on the right-hand side, avoiding the main attack path, coming in for the eBay block. So cheeky move here by Clem, trying to force the unnatural natural out of Zoun. We'll see if he can go by unscouted. As Zoun goes for the typical probe scouts, meanwhile Clem is coming in from behind. Does come in from behind, he'll slip by. The goal here is to get the eBay up and running, is to force an inefficient start, a more awkward and disrupted economic start, and force the base at the unnatural location. Thankfully, second probe moves down, Zoun will scout, Zoun will confirm, and Zoun can pull the boys. Yeah, here we go, the boys are being pulled, Zoun will focus down the SCV, and Zoun should be able to expand at his natural location. Again, if he hadn't moved down with that second probe as quickly as he did, then he would not have seen this, and we would have seen a much more difficult position for Zoun. But does focus us down and will expand. So from here, we're settling in. Clem still has a choice to make. Does he go for the factory or the CC? You can see he's down in position to block that command center. Speaking of, there's a cancellation. There's a Nexus for Zoun. And Clem is going for the CC. Oh! Does move down and does get it. Yeah, no block. Oh, yeah, Zoun was out of position, did not block. The command center could have been a bit of a more nuisance here for Clem and forced it to be off center, but overall, we're settling in. Overall, we're settling in here. Zoun building up into his cyber core, soon to be his tech of choice. Zoun, he does hide his probe here on the right-hand side. We'll keep it hidden and away from the prying eyes from the attempted Reaper from Clem. Let's keep the probe hidden, and we'll see if he does anything more sinister with this worker. Meanwhile, Clem, he went Marine first into the reactor, preserving his gas. This can lead into an add-on swap. This can lead into earlier tech lab. Show us what you got. Yeah, only Marine production, so preserving all that gas. As he does tech up. Oh. The probe does get activated, does race back home. So no shenanigans. There's no shenanigans here. There's no like proxy dark shrine or anything like that. It is going to be a Twilight Council opener back in for Zoun. Does go for the council. Here now we see what the gas is being spent on. Is going for the tech lab into Cyclone production into early drop play. Oh boy. Now I'm most curious to see if Clem, we spoke about this previously, but Bunny went for the same builds. What was it, 2 games ago? There was a game where it was on Winter Madness. It was on Winter Madness. So this should be Cyclone into Medevac into Tank into Viking. We'll see if Clem commits on one base. Oh, sorry, I say on one base. Commits here on a 2-base setup. Yep, Cyclone is on the way. Waiting for the medevac. Yep, early tank. Again, this is the same build that Bunny went for on Winter Madness. On Winter Madness, if you recall, that was the game where he got across the map, where Showtime was able to get the first tank, shut it down, and then Bunny overextended, going for the second wave with 2 more tanks. So hyper aggressive. Again, we should be seeing a Viking here from Clem. No, never mind. No Viking going straight for the tech lab. Okay, so this is not as committed. Not as committed, not going for Vikings, but still going for the drop. So just waiting for that first tank. Now, the goal here should be to get within range of... I was going to say, if there was a robo on the low ground, he could target that. Hasn't seen anything with his Cyclone. He moved out, didn't confirm the production setup, and he's actually staying back at home. Wait, what? So I'm a little bit perplexed because my assumption here is that this reaction is based off of scouting, but Clem didn't see anything. Well, I guess what he saw was a lack of third base, but it was only... Nah, 3-gate. Yeah, 3-gate, robo. Okay. So Clem, he saw the lack of third. That prompted him to take a defensive stance instead, just because Zoun went for a safer build, going for the robo and 3 gates on 2 bases. So now this reaction makes more sense. So basically, Zoun went for a safer build. Clem saw that there was no third base at the time, so he recognized that this initial push wouldn't work out. So Clem doesn't risk it. As a result, it does mean that this build is inefficient, right? Like, Clem wanted to go for an earlier push, an earlier move out. He doesn't see an opening, so he doesn't go for it. So from here, we're building up. So Clem is repositioning. Catching out the initial observer. Nice snipe. Very nice snipe. Catching out the observer, catching out the stalker as well. Clem trying to be cheeky, baiting the army in. Oh my god. Nice bait. Nice moves out of Clem. Gets a stalker. Again, just Clem out trading Zoun early on. There's that third TC on the way. Clem building up into the mid game. And Zoun likewise taking up in towards Colossus. Charge is finishing up, Colossus on the way. Early charge like this is ideal if you believe your opponent's being more aggressive, but again, Clem is taking up. Hallucination confirms the third TC. Zoun is aware. Once again, Zoun doing everything he can to keep eyes on Clem's main army movements. Ooh, Zoun, he does poke in between the bases. Zoun, he doesn't see any reinforcements. Does spot a couple of marauders. Okay. Able to distract the main army. Scan reveals a Colossi. Clem is now aware. And again, it's been very tense. It's been very tense. Just a lot of army movements, a lot of army rotations. Clem pushes towards what would be fourth base and may get a pylon. Spots a pylon, pulls back. Catching out 2 zealots. And Clem has gained map control. He's gained map control. He's able to establish his own third. Second starport is on the way, going into mass Viking production. If you recall, the first game that he had against Showtime, Clem didn't quite... He did actually go for a very... I mean, I was going to say he went for delayed Ghost production, went for 0 Ghost production. We'll keep an eye on the Ghost Academy. We have seen him at times take it at the same time as the second starports, but not here. Scanning, confirming the gases. Does spot the army as well. Second robo's on the way, so Zoun is going for double disruptor production. Clem, he will soon max out. Again, he's maxing out on a bit of a cheaper army. No Academy. Just purely Marine, Marauder, Viking. Zoun is double expanding. Getting his 4th and his 5th. And again, Clem, he wants Zoun to push in. Wants him to move in. Oh. Snipes the observer. Clem pushing through the center. Zoun, he doesn't quite spot him. The Colossus is getting caught out. Oh no! It has to pull away. Has to get the hell out of here. Vikings, they do give chase. They're gonna get one. Yeah, one more volley here. Colossus goes down. Massive pickoff. There's one Colossus left. And Clem's not going to stop. Yeah, he's not going to stop. The Stalker will hold out as well. Massive pickoffs down. He plummets in supply, and one fight, one wrong move, and that can be it. That can be game. That can be game then and there. Oof. As down, he will lose every high-tech units. The Colossus, the Immortals, most of the Stalkers went down there as well. That was 7 Stalkers going down. Zoun, he attempts to sell a run by, but the reinforcements back at him to defend. The boys are being pulled. And Clem can just keep pushing. Yeah, he can just keep on pushing and see Zoun going for the base trade. He knows he cannot fight the main army, not anymore. Oh. Never grazes a Marauder. And here comes the base trade. And again, it's the best chance that Zoun has. The best chance. As we're trading bases. Clem takes down the 3rd. Zoun takes down the 3rd base as well. But Clem has so much more to work with. Oh no! Gets a Disruptor. Disruptor goes down, now pushing into the natural. There he goes off. Oh! Oh my, the splits! Clem, calm down, Pappy, calm down. The splits were crazy. Avoids an over, takes down the natural, now pushing into the main base. At the same time, Zoun also pushing into the natural of Clem. Now, Zoun does have a center expansion here on the right-hand side. True. Does have some extra bases. In a head-on fight, Clem wins, right? Clem, he has a massive army. And he also has reinforcements. Yeah, he has reinforcements in his main base. He defends the main. I don't know if I'm fond of the idea of Zoun turning back around. Whereas I feel like the only way he could have won this is if he tried to break the main base itself. If Zoun doesn't break the main, he can never fight the main army. Hunts down more CCs. Zoun does kill most of the buildings, but I don't see him breaking the main anymore. Now it's too late. Now there's freedom. Now there's liberators. He's going for it. Now the CC is being built. I'm just killing on more bases. Okay, hallucinations spots the liberators as well. And Zoun, he takes his chances elsewhere. He turns back around. He believes that maybe he can fight this main army instead. It's going to be difficult either way. Tanks are exposed, tanks are on siege, okay. Yeah, tanks take a hold on siege. I'll pick up, ooh, tanks are gonna go down. The best fight possible here for Zoun. Cleans up all 3 tanks, but there's just too many Marines. Yeah, too much man with gun here. Marines, Marauders, they still on forward. Vikings landing as well. And GG gets called. Clem, he takes the lead in the series, takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Clem takes the lead. Again, the base trade was the best chance that Zoun had. Unfortunately, he just got caught in the center of the map. Winding it back, we saw some very positional heavy play from both Zoun and Clem. Remember, Clem decided to go for a much cheaper army, did not take up into Ghosts, did not take up into Liberators until the very end of the game, of course. He decided to go on a very heavy Marine, Marauder, Viking army instead, was sharking around, did catch Zoun out of position, and that was game. That was game then and there. Was able to catch 2 Colossus, 2 Marauders, and 7 Stalkers. It was a massive catch there for Clem, and the only chance that Zoun had was the base trade. But even though that was the best chance he had, I feel like the only way to win that game would have been if Zoun could rush into the main before the Liberators arrived and try to camp that production. Failed to do so, wasn't quite able to break into the main base, and with that, GG. GG, well played. Whew. Again, a very tense game, and with that, we're going to be loading into game number 2. Clem takes the lead, and we'll see if he can claim the series here and now. We'll see if Zoun can bounce back. See if we can force the ace match. Let's go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the French Terran player. We have the French Terran. We have the blue Terran representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. It is a Clem. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Team Vitality. It is Zoun. And as we get into this, a big shout out to Sal in the chat. Arbitrary. I hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great, I'm assuming ladder session. Hope you had a great time. Sal. Bienvenidos, Papi, bienvenidos. Welcome one and all to the Rongyi Cup. Rongyi Cup Season 3 Group Stage. For those that are unaware, this is a major tournament that is being run by SCBoy in the Chinese scene. $21,000 prize pool, 21,000 USD, so massive prize pool, massive tournament. This is the group stage. Bearing in mind, this is a replay cast. This group happened yesterday. So again, the replays are very fresh, they're very new, but we are casting it via replays. Usually we would cast it live, but here in January, I just haven't been available in the evenings to cast. It's a little bit unfortunate, but some things have been happening IRL, so I have not been as available as I used to be, so I was unable to cover this live, instead covering it via replays, 12 hours after the fact. 12 hours later. No, 24 hours later. So here we go. Here we go. Likewise, as we settle into our game where we have our standard openers, we do have an economic start out of Clem going for a Rax Expand single gas opener. But I should also bring up Homestory Cup. We made the decision last night just because of what's been happening IRL. Even though we have been the B stream for Homestory Cup for like the past 4 or 5 editions, and it's been great. Like we cover it on a seasonal basis, but this upcoming Homestory Cup next weekend, we unfortunately will not be able to cast and be the B stream, so I do apologize for that. Again, we've been doing so for years at this point, but again, I'm just not available. For those that are curious, my pet bunny is going to be having an operation the day of Homestory Cup. Technically the day before Homestory Cup, but those first couple of days I need to be there with her, right, to make sure she's okay. I feel like it'd be a little bit irresponsible if my pet bunny is like recovering from surgery and I'm casting Homestory Cup when I should be monitoring her, making sure she's eating, making sure that she's taken care of. So I will not be able to cast. But that's kind of what's been happening the past couple of weeks, is I just haven't been able to cast. I've been looking after our bunnies. Unfortunately, just some things have happened, but it'll be okay. Be okay. But that will be clashing with Homestory Cup, and it's been clashing with Rongyi Cup as well. It's been clashing with everything. It does mean that we most likely will be casting Homestory Cup via replays. We'll just do a replay cast instead, which is less than ideal. Especially because if we're not going to be the B stream, most likely there's going to be a lot of games that won't be casted at Homestory Cup during the group stage specifically. Like usually, like we're there to help cover whatever the mainstream doesn't cast. But yeah. It's mage. It's okay. March should be better. February is going to be a rough month as well, but by March we should finally get back to casting. Should be March. Best wishes to the bunny. Yeah. If you are curious about an update, we did pin a clip in our Discord server in our animals channel. I think I went into greater detail like last week. It's pinned on Discord. Streaming for both bunnies, yes, for sure. Should be okay. As Clem, he's going to be opening up with his mind drop. Again, going to be settling in, going for his own 1-1-1 economic opener into a mind drop. Zoun, meanwhile, I believe 2 gates. Ooh, getting up to third gate set up here, going for a faster third. Setting up back at home, and we'll see if Zoun can keep up with the harass. See if he can keep up. So far, dropping into the wind mines or dropping into the base. So far, only killing 1 probe. So nice defense here by Zoun. Very nice defense. Last, the medevac does get away, and Clem does save one of the mines. Not bad. So Clem does get out. He can always go back in and get some more damage. There's potential for greater value here for Clem. Is potential. As the mine drops are continuing. Oh my, what is this, 2020? Oh no! As Clem, he gets caught out. Massive pickoff. Ay, ay, ay. It's been a while since I've seen continued Widowmine drop play. Again, this kind of fell out of favor after the nerf. If you recall, there was a plethora of nerfs to the Widowmine a couple of years ago, which actually reduced the radius, reduced the damage, and also did actually allow for alerts to be had whenever a Widowmine burrows. Not even when it shoots, not even when it targets, but when the Widowmine actually burrows itself. So a lot of nerfs were had. Before that, mine drop play was very excessive and just permeating throughout PvT. So it's been a while. I appreciate that Clem went for it. It fell on its face, but I appreciate it nonetheless. As back then, Widowmine drop play was a lot more, not just a lot more common, but it would continue on into the mid game. A little more prevalent. Persistent, there we go. So Clem is going to be zoned back, now taking his third CC. And so far, Zoun has had a better early game. He's had a better early game. Cleaning up the mines. Expanding back at home. Pressure's on Clem. So you hear that I'm the same with my dog. Take care, Pappy, take care. Os Protos. Take care. Wish you the best. Wish you the best. Oh, sorry. I just realized you're sweating to Beko at my apologies. My apologies. We all do what we can. We'll do what we can for our pets. Do what we can. As Clem, he does move out. Again, there's a lot of pressure on Clem to find some damage, just because he's had a very rough early game and the mine drops have not really been quite worth it. Does rotate on the right hand side, gets spotted by the pylon. This does give Zoun some time to react. So Zoun getting in position, rotates back over, charge is about to finish, and Zoun is ready. But he is stuck on 3 bases. He has yet to take his 4th. Oh, does that with the Medivacs. Nice pickoffs. He gets 1, he gets 2. Oh, I assumed we'll get both. My gets 1. 1 Medivac goes down. Clem does pull away. So far as Zoun is keeping up. From here we should be seeing an expansion. Clem is getting his 3rd. And where is the 4th? Zoun is holding his own. Okay, 4th base is now on the way. Should be thrown down soon. There we go. 4th base game being thrown down, and now we're getting into the mid game here. Unlike the previous game, Clem doesn't have any kind of clear advantage here. It's been a little bit more shaky, a little bit more back and forth. I will say that Clem's advantage currently is just his economy. He's had a faster 3rd base, and the 4th base for Zoun is late. Like, this is a later 4th base for Zoun. So Clem has that advantage. Zoun actually going to be the first to move out. Bold move. Zoun is pushing. He's got 1 Colossus so far. Now this area here at the 3rd base is very open, so it's very accessible. No bunker, no depots, no Sim City. Zoun, can he commit in? Oh, it's at the mines. Clem saves him. What do I say? Pull away. So they'll run by on the right hand side, running into Widow Mines. Oof. Gonna be cleaned up. Zoun pushing in. So far, Clem is holding on. Again, some good reactions so far, good positioning. And that was more wasteful than anything out of Zoun, bleeding out a lot of zealots. That was at 13 zealots for 1 Widowmine. That trade is crazy, baby. It's crazy. But again, Zoun was posturing. He was hoping to find a way in. In the end, it was not worth it. So nice defense here by Clem. Zoun, as he gets his 4th base, he throws down his 5th. And the goal at this point should just be contain. Should be contain the Terran. Contain the Terran player. And delay the 4th base. Meanwhile, the Protoss should be just mass expanding and looking to be the first to max out. I mean, I say first to maxed out. Because the efficiency of Clem and because of the faster third, Clem, he's almost there. Jesus. Containing Clem is going to be easier said than done. I mean, Ay. Prism gets turned away. Oof. Sound, he does have a delayed reaction. We'll lose one of his stalkers. We'll lose two, actually. Two stalkers go down. Disruptor production has begun. Now, on the one hand, yes, Clem is going to be the first to max. Clem has a massive army. Disruptors are a way for Zoun to make up for that. If he can land some juicy connections, then he can take a fight. So he's slowly building up his disruptor count. From here, we do see Clem taking to the skies. He's already got his Ghost, now getting into Liberator production as well. He does not have a Fusion Core, so no Fusion Core yet. And Clem can freely take a fourth. We spoke earlier that the kind of goal here for Zoun should be to deny the fourth and contain Clem on 3 bases, but he just can't do, like, he doesn't have the army for it. But he's pushing on the right hand side. Yeah, no sensor tower. No sensor tower. There is an opening. Baits out the mine shots. Zoun is pushing in. But Clem does keep up. Clem is keeping up. You can see he's paranoid about a run by for good reason. Zoun pulls away. And Clem is maxed. Now for Clem, it's all about perfecting the army. What is he missing? The Fusion Core. Fusion Core is on the way, so from here we're getting to Liberator range. Working towards Liberator range. Zoun taking more expansions. It'll still come down to the main engagements. Oh, Clem getting caught out in the open. Gets getting caught out. Zealous collapse on the Ghost. Better engage here for Zoun. Catching out 3-4 Ghosts. Oof. Has to pull away. It does pull away, but again, that was a better initial start. Zoun mainly trading out Zealots. And he pulls out. Oh, wait. There we go. That was... Oh, 2 Colossus went down, though, in the process. Never mind. Did catch 3 Ghosts. 3 Ghosts, losing 8 Zealots, but that was still 2 Colossus falling. Once again, you can see he's trying to bait the army out and fight out in here in the open. Pushing further in, bleeds out a Disruptor. Yeah, Zoun overextending, losing 2 Disruptors. Novas do not connect. Zoun getting overeager. Again, fighting here on the low ground makes sense. So pushing up the ramp, though, as he's losing his advantage. And he'll lose every Colossus. All the Colossus go down. Clem kites back to the Freedom Zones. To the Liberator, lands the Viking, shuts down all the Zealots, and Zoun has to get the hell out of here. He has to pull away. And that was a rougher fight. Thankfully, he has a bank. Mainly a mineral bank. Now, what's scary about that fight, on the one hand, yes, Zoun can afford these trades somewhat, and he can rebuild and replace his army, but you can see here he's replacing it with mainly Zealots. What did he lose? 4 Colossus. 4 Colossus went down. Was it 2 Disruptors? 3 Disruptors went down as well? That was a very high-tech army that he lost, and he's replacing it with something cheaper. So Zoun lost the backbone of his army. Now it's just very gateway-centric. As he does have those 2 Disruptors. Got one over left. Yeah, Disruptor, the Purification will connect. Nice snipe here by Clem. It takes down to every single Disruptor. Almost catching out the Prism. Clem has to be careful. Again, the Zoun army trades best out here in the open. Trying to surround, but nice kiting here by Clem. Yeah, kites well. Every Zealot's going to fall. Massive EMPs here on the Stalkers. And Zoun has to pull away. Again, Zoun cannot afford to lose these Stalkers. He has no gas. He has no gas for that. But again, that was a much more efficient fight here for Clem. Zoun going back into disruptors. Oof. And remember, when it comes to these fights, Zoun, he can afford to lose all these zealots, that's fine, but once he starts losing disruptors, colossus, stalkers, that's when things look a little bit more scary. Yeah, Zel's getting called out. Zoun, he has to pull away. Oof, as Clem, over time, his Liberator count is just getting higher and higher. Building up more Liberators, more freedom. Massive counterattack on the left-hand side, going for the Planetary. But there's a Mass Repair. Yeah, there's a Mass Repair. Liberators have arrived as well. Planetary should be saved. Oh, and he's going to lose so many Stalkers. Yeah, hefty blow there for Zoun. Now he's pushing further in. Does catch 2 Liberators at least. Okay. Does catch the Liberators, going for the Planetary. Where does they connect? And does get the expansion, but once again at a cost. That was 25 Zealots, 13 Stalkers. Oof. For a Planetary. Again, got 2 goes, 3 Liberators. This is still a better trade for Clem. Now, if Zoun had gotten both bases, different story. But he only got 1. He only got 1 expansion, and it's about to be replaced. Ideally, in this kind of position, the Protoss player would have a bigger bank compared to the Terran. But you can see the gas banks are equivalent to each other. Zoun pushing on the left-hand side, going for the Planetary once again. We're trading bases. We're going to be trading bases here. This Planetary should go down this time. Oh no, the Disruptors! This is 1. Novas are connecting though. It does connect with those Novas. The Planetary survives? No shot. Ay, ay, ay. The Planetary lives. Yeah, Zoun is going further in, getting desperate. Catching out some Vikings. But still bleeding out more Stalkers. Clem is coming in from behind. He runs back around. And does Zoun get caught out? Oh. You know, as they don't connect. Yeah, they don't connect. No major connections. Grazes some ghosts. Disruptors are on their own, and they're not going to get away. Oh, actually, never mind. Yeah, better connection. 1 Disruptor survives. 1 Disruptor makes it back home. Zealots are cleaned up. Remember, the Planetary did live. Zoun is going to keep pushing. He wants that Planetary. He wants it. He's got 3 Disruptors behind this as well. Goes 3 Novas, 2 of the Novas go off. They graze Marines, a couple of Marauders. That was the final Nova. On Zealots, they do try to catch some reinforcements. They hit the natural. Oof, and Zoun overextends. He blinked forward. He blinked in. No! Yeah, he blinked forward. He's going to lose so many Stalkers. Most of the Stalkers go down. He's trading well enough. Still maintaining a decent Stalker count. Rebuilding his bases, but Clem, now he has momentum himself. He can start to push. Zoun just keeps trying to hammer home. Oh, and there's no defenses here. Yeah, there's nothing to defend these bases. Ideally, Zoun wants to be keeping pressure up and forcing Clem to stay at home and not give him any breathing room. But the reality is Clem can breathe. Like Clem, these fights have been going better for Clem. So he has the freedom here to push out, to knock down these bases. Whereas ideally, Clem will never have the freedom to do so. So bases are going down left and right. EMPs pop off. More bases going down. And Zoun, he has no bank. Yeah, he has no bank. Desperation move out of here out of Zoun. He blinks in. He's crazy. He blinks forward. Novas, they once again, no major connections. Every Stalker goes down. And with that, Clem is on it. Clem, he has done it. It's a massive fight in favor of Clem. GG gets called, and Clem will take the series 2-0, advancing on in first place out of Group B. GG. GG, well played, Clem. He will take it against Zoun. Unfortunately, took some really rough fights in the mid game. Really rough fights. I'm referring to the moments where he pushed in, where he lost 4 Colossus, he lost 3 Disruptors. We spoke about it at the time, but you cannot afford those losses as a Protoss player. Yes, you have a lot of bases. Yes, you have a lot of mineral income, but you do not have gas income. So it is crucial that you retain your Disruptors, you retain your Colossus, you retain your Stalkers. For every Colossus or Stalker that you lose, that's that much worse for the Protoss player. It does hit harder here, just because your Zealots are just your buffer. They're just the buffer for your army. And unfortunately, Zoun, who's just losing far too many high-tech units, which is why he never built up a bank. Never built up a gas bank specifically. And we spoke about it, because the fights were going so poorly for Zoun, it allowed Clem to push and to knock down bases. And at the end of that game, Zoun had no bank. He had no bank, he had no money. Again, the fights are just going too poorly for Zoun. GG. GG, well played. Clem out trading and being more efficient, and Clem does take the series 2-0, and we're down to the final series of the broadcast. Here we go. Final series of the broadcast here is going to be a PvP. We're finally taking a break from all the TvPs. Let's go. As you can see here, Clem is going to be the first player to make it through. Meanwhile, Showtime took down Bunny. Bunny is eliminated, and we have one final series. It's going to be the decider match between Zoun and Showtime. It's going to be a PvP to determine the next player, the final player to make it through out of the group into those playoffs. Let's go. Let us go.